Welcome to the Chiro-Practical Podcast. It's me, your host, Dr. William Hatten, coming at you from peachy Atlanta, Georgia. We've got our fierce, our fabulous, our philandering. No, she would never. She's pure and chaste. Our co-host, all-star. Ooh, the what is coming? Can you use it in a sentence? She just did.
Oh, God.
Yes. This is the podcast where we break down myths, misconceptions, and rumors, as well as share funny and heartwarming stories from this practice. How are you feeling today, All-Star? Are you ready for your first adjustment?
I'm fine, thinking happy. Thank you.
Yes, fine, thick, and happy, but is fine, thick, and happy ready to hop up on that table?
I am.
Yeah?
I'm not going to hop on it, though, but I'm going to sit on it.
Oh, just right, huh?
Well, I don't want to break your table. I just feel like I'm very excited.
Yeah?
Have a lot of questions.
What, do you have more questions?
Not a question, but something I heard on the screen.
Okay.
And I just want to be discreet and ask you
Please.
if it's true or not.
I'm ready.
Now,
lay it on me.
This is not coming from me. I just want to make that part clear. But
who's it coming from?
Them. So I just need to know, is it true that y'all not real doctors? So I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it true? Because I don't know. But I gotta know.
Shots fired.
I didn't fire no shot. I asked
question. Well, that cuts deep.
I'm sorry. God, I got to know.
You know, I didn't speak to my brother for 2 years when he told me I wasn't a real doctor. So let's get into it.
What is your doctor? What does
What's
your brother do for a living?
He's a nurse.
Well, I wouldn't listen to what he says then. Like, that's just crazy. Y'all arguing over which part of the healthcare profession is real.
That's true. And nurses are America's most trusted healthcare profession.
They cool.
Mm-hmm. They're cool.
Nurses,
gotta love them.
I mean, what kind of nurse is your brother? Like the sneak me an extra Jello cup kind of nurse, or the rules are rules kind of nurse? Like what?
Which one? Rules are rules.
Yeah. You know, it just depends. I got to have my extra Jello. Like, I got to have my extra cup.
I appreciate that. I made my extra Jello too.
Yeah. You have a C-section. You can't eat for 24 hours.
Hello.
When it's time, I need my extra
and
cup.
there's ice chips too.
Yeah.
You didn't get the good ice chips?
No. Y'all keep that. I'll take real chips for 200, Alex. I don't need no goddamn ice. I'm hungry.
All right. So let's talk about what it means to be a real doctor. First, chiropractors are not out here trying to tell people that they are medical doctors. Medical doctors are MDs. Chiropractors are DCs. So we are doctors of chiropractic. In some states, we go by chiropractic physician. In some states, we go by chiropractic doctor. Lots of different names for us, but chiropractors are people who have graduated from undergrad. So they've had 4 years of college, and then they've had 3.5 years of medical school. So we have actually, chiropractic school is about 6 months longer than medical school. But the big difference is that while chiropractors have their residency built into the last 6 months of their school program, medical doctors have their residency after they graduate. So in truth, they have anywhere from 18 months to like 5 or 6 years more training than we do. But in terms of actual like in class time, we actually have a little bit more than they do.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
So they need to be supervised longer.
That's about the truth of it. And honestly, they're cutting people open, and we're not, so that's okay. They can be supervised longer. I'm okay.
I would advocate for it. Yeah.
And they are. There's no question. And as a chiropractor, I do not question this. They are definitely kind of at the top of the hierarchy, the top of the pecking order. You know, in a life-saving situation, you want a medical doctor to do it. You don't want me to try to draw your blood, okay? Even though I learned how.
I think it depends on the medical life-threatening situation. Right?
Well, let me just tell you, you don't want me to try to stick you for an IV, okay?
Listen.
I made that fake hand bleed out several times.
Well, maybe not in that scenario, but I think it would really depend. Like if I had hip dysplasia and it was affecting my quality of life, I'd call you first.
Well, there you go. And hip dysplasia is tricky. That's normally a teeny bit outside the scope of chiropractic practice, but we can definitely get into that as we get you on the table. Don't you worry.
See, y'all, we learning.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for some crack of the week?
Yes, I got to have my crack.
There you go. Well, this one, I am going to bring you a touching story today. It's not going to be funny. Are you ready for kind of a serious story?
Hold on, let me get my ducks in a row.
Let's get the serious going.
All right.
You got them ducks ready? Ooh,
okay, I'm ready.
She said a little prayer. So this happened about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a patient look me up. They decided to drive up to see me from somewhere about an hour and a half south of the city. And it was a lesbian couple. They were looking for a lesbian or a gay chiropractor because that's where they thought they would feel the most comfortable. And one of the member of the couple that was coming to see me had been through a couple of kind of serious health episodes and had not had a good experience with the Western medical system. So she was definitely looking for an alternative type of treatment. Okay. And she was having trouble with her ribs. So they came to me because they found out that I would take care of ribs and I treat extremities, which are joints outside of the spine. And I started adjusting her ribs and she instantly started to feel relief. So she said, well, this is wonderful. I'm going to keep driving up here from wherever she was, an hour and a half south of the city, to see you so you can fix this problem. And I said, well, I'd love to. So due to their distance, I wasn't able to see them as often as I normally would. So our first few visits were spread out over the course of a couple of months. And one of the things I noticed really quickly is that my patient was rapidly losing weight. The skin color was changing. She was looking like a little more pale and a little greener. She wasn't really looking well. And on like the third or the fourth visit, and I don't take x-rays here in my office. I refer out for those because the techniques that I use don't require x-rays. So no need to like x-ray somebody and radiate them without needing to. I pulled the wife out in the hallway while I was doing treatment on my patient. And I said, I really don't think this is a chiropractic issue. And the wife looks at me and she goes, I'm glad you told me this, but this is not really what I was looking to hear. What do you think I need to do? And I said, well, I really think you need to take your wife to an oncologist. And she goes, an oncologist? Does that mean? And I said, well, I can't tell you what it means, but an oncologist is a cancer doctor. I do not have any evidence that this is what is going on with your wife. But what I can tell you is she has kind of these hallmark symptoms of some type of serious illness. And let's rule out cancer first. Okay. And so she wound up she convinced her wife to go to an oncologist, which the wife was kicking and screaming, and she kind of refused to do it until she got a chest x-ray to check on her ribs at an urgent care. And what we discovered is that she had metastatic breast cancer that had gotten into her ribs. And so the reason she was having so much rib pain is the cancer was destroying her ribs in addition to ravaging other parts of her body. And so unfortunately, I told the patient, I said, look, I've loved treating you. I have loved helping you get to where you need to go. And I feel very grateful that I've been able to play that role, but I can't take care of your cancer, right? We need to get you in with a medical doctor and they need to take care of this. And the wife said, thank you for being honest. Thank you for taking care of us. That's what we want to do. And my patient said, well, you've been the only thing that's helped me feel better. I'd rather just keep seeing you. And I said, ma'am, I am flattered and I am touched, but I can't.
If you don't take your ass.
Yeah, you gotta get taken care of, girl. And she goes, well, you can still come and adjust me. I'll even pay you to come down to my house. And I said, no, ma'am, I do not feel right taking your money for a problem that I cannot help you with. And so that was the end of our relationship. And I found out about a year later that she passed away.
No.
I know, but the reason I'm telling you this is that even though we're not medical doctors, we are physicians, portal of entry physicians, which means you can come and see us without a referral. And we're primary care doctors. According to the U.S. federal government, we are listed as primary care physicians. So it is our job, and what we learn in chiropractic school is to recognize and diagnose a wide range of illnesses. And even if it's something that's outside our scope of practice to take care of, we are kind of the missing gap to get those patients into the medical system so that they can get the right care that they need.
So doctors, right.
Exactly.
So I feel bad though about that story. Like, you told me it was going to be sad and I heard you But I was hoping for something else. I was hoping for it to turn around. I don't know what it is. Optimism.
Sadly,
or
no
what.
miracle story in that one.
The miracle is that she was feeling better. You gave her a relief that she didn't have.
That's true.
I think that's the silver lining, right?
Well, and now the remaining partner, the woman who had never been my patient, she's been my patient ever since her wife passed away. She said the care that I took with her wife and the everything that I did for her family, she was like, I've never found any medical practitioner that has cared for us that deeply that they would turn down, because she was going to pay me $500 a week to drive down and take care of her. And I said, no, I'm not going to save this money for your child. They just adopted a child. Save this money for your child. Save this money for your wife. You don't need to be spending your money on me. That's not the way to do it. And so she saw how I had treated her wife and said, that's who I want is my chiropractor. And so now she still drives up about 4 or 5 times a year for an hour and a half from the south of the city just to come and get adjusted, just so we can hang out and catch up.
But that's heartwarming.
Well, it is a heartwarming story. We had a really wonderful time, and we still have a wonderful relationship.
Yeah, so I really am happy that you were able to like help her as far as finding peace
right
in those final moments. And the fact that her wife is still coming to see you is a testament to what you've done.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day. And I feel like stereotypically, that's one of the things that sets you apart from other doctors, because they will keep taking your money and they will keep referring you to do things that are not helping, and bill you so insurance can do. And not all doctors, but a staggering amount, right? And I think it's just so great for you to have scruples.
You're right. And I never even thought I would have them. It turns out I'm far more moral than I thought, far more ethical. Who knew?
When the rubber meets the road.
Yeah. I guess my mama did something right. She raised me better than I thought.
Better than your brother. And now moving on with his nurse ass. Now we going. Oh,
I heard you might have a word of the week for me.
Guess what?
What?
I do.
Tell me.
The word of the week is pain.
Ooh.
That's pain, not like major pain. That's PAIN.
Oh my God, I haven't thought about major pain in 20 years.
I need a reboot.
Did he break that person's pinky? That's what I remember.
He did what he had to. He did what he had to do. Them boys listened after that.
They sure did. And thank you for listening to our podcast today. And remember, while you were listening, you could have had your own adjustment here at Hatten Family Chiropractic. That's right. They're that quick and that easy. So make sure you are playing along, downloading our keyword tracker from my website, www.drwilliamhatton.com. And when you fill it in and it's complete, make sure you send it our way for your chance to win a $200 grand prize. Great. Make sure that you are listening along each week, and as these podcasts drop on Wednesday, wherever you get your podcast. Bye now. That was still terrible. But
better than last time.
It was better than last time.
In the words of Rob Schneider, you can do it.
Thanks. You're very sweet.
Remember the pain.